For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 29 of Season 3 here at Everton Football Club. This will be the season and subsequently series roundup episode. We finished the third season in the Premier League in the last episode, and of course we're not involved in any other competitions right now, so we'll have a look at the competitions we were involved in this year, have a look at some of the other leagues around Europe and other competitions that we weren't involved in, like the Champions League, etc. We'll have a final squad report, and we'll also run down how we did with the board objectives this season, and just have a general look at how we did in all seasons in this save, and we can weigh up whether we think it was a successful career mode or perhaps we should have done a little bit better. I know which way I'm leaning before we have a look at the actual stats, but you guys can make up your own minds as we head through. Starting with the competitions that we were involved in this year. Finished third in the Premier League title race this year, despite having the same amount of points as Spurs and Manchester United. It was goal difference alone that was the reason why we weren't able to win the Premier League this year. We finished close to the title in Season 1, and we finished even closer in Season 3, but nevertheless, unfortunately for us, it's just a third place finish. United win, Spurs second, us third, Chelsea fourth, Manchester City in fifth, and Arsenal down in sixth. Liverpool in eighth, and Leicester City there sat in seventh. Derby, Sunderland and Stoke all got relegated, unfortunately for them. Manchester United were successful in the FA Cup with a 1-0 win over Arsenal. We were knocked out by Liverpool rather early on in the competition, unfortunately, so we didn't even make it onto this particular page, so to speak, of the this particular chart. So we got knocked out very early on. We did, however, win the Football League Cup this year with a 3-0 victory over Brentford at Wembley. We had an easier run to the final, it has to be said, by beating Leeds, Derby and Brentford in the final 3 rounds, the quarter, semi and final. So we perhaps were a little bit fortunate, but maybe we needed to be that fortunate to get the win. That was our first trophy of this entire save, and subsequently our only trophy of this entire save. See, Real Madrid won the European Super Cup by 3-0 over Liverpool after Liverpool won the Europa League last year. Manchester United win the Champions League by 2-0. So they won the Premier League, they won the FA Cup, and they've won the Champions League as well. So they have done the treble. Congratulations, Manchester United. They beat Inter Milan by 2-0. We, of course, weren't involved in this competition this year. Manchester United winning 5-0 against Arsenal in the semi-finals. The Europa League, obviously we were able to get a little way through it, but it was actually the team that knocked us out that ended up winning the tournament by 3-0 over Schalke, Tottenham Hotspur. They went on after beating us on away goals to win 4-1 against Celta over 2 legs, 2-1 against Barcelona, very impressive result for them, and then, as we saw, 3-0 against Schalke 04. So congratulations to Tottenham. They finished second in the Premier League and were able to win the Europa League as well. Disappointed that we weren't able to do more in this third season, considering the strength of the team we have. That said, though, Romelu Lukaku did win the Golden Boot in the Premier League this year, and we'll have a quick look and see if there were any other Everton players on this list. Çalhanoğlu's there with 9. He definitely had a very strong season for us. He also got 9 assists, in the Premier League as well. Lukaku getting 7 assists. Also, Deulofeu's there with 5. Any other Everton players on the list? No, none more there. Clean sheet-wise, Sergi Rico got the Golden Glove. So we had a very good season. We just didn't quite get what we needed to with regards the overall league finish. In the FA Cup, we weren't in it really long enough for any of our players to be involved in the top goal scorers. In the Football League Cup, however, we did very well. James Ward-Prowse scored a hat-trick in one of the rounds. That boosted him up to 5. Peñaranda was the overall competition top goal scorer with 6. With 6, and Iñaki Williams is down there with 3 as well. Any other Everton players in this list? We'll have a quick scroll down. No, unfortunately not. So, on a personal note for our players, a lot of them did very well. Also, unfortunately as a team, we just weren't quite able to get the number of trophies we were after. I am disappointed that I wasn't able to win as much as we potentially could have done in this third season, because we do have an extremely strong side. Winning the championship was Aston Villa, and Norwich also get promoted. One of Burnley, Hull, Sheffield Wednesday and Brighton will also join them in the Premier League next year. Obviously, we're starting a new save. in the process of the next few days. There will actually have been a video go up recently with a vote for that new save, so do make sure you check that video out if you haven't already. Having a quick look at League One for those of you that are interested in that, and Cambridge United, as far as I'm concerned, finished 8th and 1 spot outside the playoffs. Brilliant. In France, PSG, well, destroyed the league, winning by 21 points over Monaco. Bayern win in the Bundesliga, no surprises there. Inter win in Serie A, or Calcio A, as it is this year on FIFA without the licence. Juventus only finishing 2nd. And then we will have a quick look and see how things went down in Spain. Presumably one of the big three. Barcelona, Real or Atleti won the league, unless there's a turn up for the books. Porto win in Portugal. In Russia, it was Lokomotiv Moscow, surprising. Saudi Arabia, don't really care about that. Scotland, Celtic won, Rangers only finishing in 4th. And Spain, it was Atleti that won by a single point ahead of Real Madrid and Barcelona, who both finished on 85. Valencia there in 4th, Villarreal and Sevilla, they're in 5th and 6th, respectively. So, how did we do in... We've seen how we did in competitions this season. How did we do in competitions throughout the save as a whole? We'll have a look in a sec. We unfortunately, this is the lowest our managerial rating has been the entire time we've been in this save. It's always been up around about the 80 mark. Unfortunately, obviously, after getting knocked out of the FA Cup and then knocked out of Europe, and subsequently not winning the Premier League either, we had a rather negative effect on our own managerial rating. Wasn't able to sell any of the youngsters. Brand exposure we completed very, very early on. Financial one we did as well. Domestic success, we finished in the top 4, which is what they wanted from us with regards to the league, but we weren't able to win the FA Cup, and of course we weren't able to win the Europa League either. So the board pretty disappointed in us this season. As a whole, as we mentioned, we only won 1 trophy, and that was the Football League Cup in this 3rd season. 1 club, obviously, so far in this career. And I will be starting a new save for the new career mode. I won't be continuing on in this save with a different club. 1 domestic cup won, as we mentioned, the Football League Cup. Biggest win was a 6-1 over Aston Villa. Biggest defeat, 4-0 to Arsenal. They were definitely our bogey team. The record transfer fee received, so it's probably paid actually, is £48 million. Overall, we played 176 games, won nearly 100 of them in 96, drew 47 and lost 33. So the win percentage is above 50%. Probably about 55. I'm not going to do the maths in my head, but our goal difference is plus 117, 243 goals for, 126 goals against. In the first season, where did we finish? We finished 2nd in the league, just behind Arsenal. We were unlucky not to win the league title that year as well, unfortunately. We got to the final of the Football League Cup, and we lost to Arsenal there as well. Of course, we got knocked out in the quarter-final of the FA Cup that season too. I can't quite remember who that was against, actually. In the second season, we only finished 6th, unfortunately, in the Premier League. We paid £48 million for Michy Batshuayi, who then left us not long afterwards, unfortunately. And we got to the quarter-finals of both the Champions League and the FA Cup. Knocked out extremely early on in the Football League Cup, unfortunately. This 3rd season, as we've seen, we got to the round of 16 of the Europa League. Knocked out in the FA Cup rather early on. Winners of the Football League Cup and finished 3rd in the Premier League. Highest transfer fee received was £51.5 million. Again, Michy Batshuayi. So that's what we did in this save. I'm very disappointed that we weren't able to win more trophies. I'm extremely pleased with the side we've built, and I very much enjoyed playing with them as well. But we didn't achieve as much as we perhaps should have, or we definitely didn't achieve what we perhaps should have. So unfortunately, it's only the 1 trophy from the 3 seasons, but the squad we've amassed is fantastic. We've definitely taken Everton on to the next level, but I think it's time to start in a new save with a new club now, moving forward on the channel. But Sergio, we'll have a quick roundup of the squad so you can see who's done what this season. Sergio Rico, 85 rated, a little bit of an increase in his kicking, but 17 clean sheets for him, as we saw, got the Golden Glove. Alban Lafont, 15 clean sheets for him, up 3 to 86. He's actually now rated higher than Sergio Rico, which has only happened since the end of the football season. Ricardo Pereira came in. He's grown a little bit. He's done pretty well. 7.5 average rating for him. Really pleased. Good replacement for Seamus Coleman. Tyus Browning continues to grow quite well. He's obviously one of the better youngsters at Everton. I may look to bring someone like Tyus Browning or Mason Holgate in another series later down the line. Mason Holgate grew really well throughout the save, up to 80 rated overall at the end of the save as a whole after 3 seasons. Sergio Ramos dropped 1 more to 86 this year. as he dropped overall from 88 when we bought him to 86 by the end of the season, but he was still rock solid for us. Mauricio Lemos is now up to 87 rated. He's incredible. I didn't get on with him too well when we first brought him in, and we had Socrates there in the first team, but as Lemos' stats started to go up, I started to get more and more confident with him, and I got better and better at playing with him. Alfie Hill is up to 83 rated at just 19 years of age. He will be one of the best centre-backs in the world if we were going, say, 10 seasons in on this particular save. Matty Foles grew a little bit. Socrates, no change for him in overall stats. He's still out-injured, unfortunately. Jetro Willems went up 1 to 84. Extremely good left-back. Very pleased that he was the one we decided to go for, thanks to your guys' feedback in the comments section. Couldn't have done better, really, with regards to a new left-back, other than someone like Alaba, who I was never going to be able to afford. Ryan Bertrand did very well for us in the 2 seasons that he was here. Brendan Galloway did a little bit for me before we sent him out on loan, but he did well enough out on loan too. Krakowiak, I was indifferent with regards to Grzegorz Krakowiak. I really don't know whether he was worth the £44 million. Stat-wise, he looks unbelievable, but in-game, could take him or leave him. I don't think he was quite as good on the ball as I need players to be for my particular playing style, but defensively he was pretty solid, so I can't really complain too much. Callum Connolly grew a little bit. James McCarthy kind of found his first team exploits limited this year thanks to the arrival of Krakowiak, but obviously a loyal servant to the club. Jared Deulofeu up 2 this year, 95 ball control and dribbling, 95 acceleration, 94 sprint speed and agility. Got 4 goals and 8 assists this year. Not anywhere near as good as he was last year. He was phenomenal in season number 2. Rafinha, brilliant player. Really enjoyed playing with him. Absolutely fantastic. We paid 29 million. He's still valued at 29 million, but he's gone up 1 rating to 85. 2 goals, 5 assists for him. James Ward-Prowse got better and better and better as we headed through this save. Really pleased with him this year. 10 goals and 7 assists in 41 games. Idrissa Gana Gueye, another rock-solid, loyal player like James McCarthy. Constantly performing for me to a high level. Really pleased with him. Tom Davies grew a little bit, the youngster. Ferreira Carrasco, or Yannick Carrasco, went up 2 to 87. 5 goals, 5 assists from him. I expected more with regards end result from Carrasco, but his overall play is brilliant. He's always involved in stuff going forward. So, again, can't really complain too much. It's kind of my own inability to put the ball into the back of the net or set things up with him that is the real reason why he doesn't have much more to show for that stat-wise. Andre Schürrle came in and got himself injured for a little while, so I was pretty disappointed with him. Ethan Cox has grown quite well, up 5 this year to 72. Aidan Mitchell up 4 to 80. He's absolutely brilliant, and again, along with Alfie Hill, would probably become one of the best players in the save. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, what a god this guy is as you get a couple of seasons through. As soon as he starts to grow a little bit, up 2 to 86 this 3rd season. 15 goals, 10 assists, and he did miss a chunk of this season, injured as well, with a broken ankle for 3 months. So imagine what his stats would have been like towards the end of the year. Kieran Dowell up 3 to 73, scored his only goal of the season, actually in the Football League Cup final, so fair play to him for that. Ollie Cook grew a little bit. Iñaki Williams was also up 2 this year to 87, 5 goals, 6 assists from him. He too was plagued by injury in this 3rd season. Romelu Lukaku up 2 to 89, valued at £61 million. I was hoping he might just push 90, but he didn't, unfortunately. 28 goals for him, though, this year. I think, pretty sure that's his highest goal-scoring season for us. 28 goals and 9 assists. Average rating of 8 across 37 games. Shows you how good Romelu Lukaku was this year. Absolutely brilliant. Adalberto Peñaranda was also superb. 14 goals and 10 assists for him in 30 games. Highly recommend that you pick him up if you're looking for a young, pacey, good finisher in your own series. And Bradley Robinson, our final youngster, up 7 this year to 78. And that is the end of the squad report and subsequently the end of this series. I'm not sure yet with regards to my scheduling when the new series will start. It depends when I get the vote video up and how long I leave the vote running for. I am planning on starting an Ultimate Team series at some point in the near future. That may already have started, so check the channel page just in case you missed that episode. And because this weekend I'm actually at Insomnia in Birmingham, so I'm away from home and recording all of these videos ahead of time. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the channel over the past few days. Hopefully you've enjoyed the channel over the past few weeks and months as well, and hopefully you will continue to enjoy the channel over the next few weeks and months as well. The new series will start sooner rather than later, within the next couple of days, I would have thought. I don't think I'll leave the vote going for too long. I'm hoping it might be pretty one-sided with regards which team wins, but we will have to wait and see. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed this video and this series as well as a whole. Let me know in the comments section how frustrated you are at me for not winning more, because I know a lot of you are, and I'm just as frustrated at myself, so I apologise we weren't able to win as much at Everton as perhaps we might have liked, but in future, in the next series, we'll try and win a little bit more. For now, though, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.